What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man, Chazz Ellis, once again, answering the questions that you asked me. This is a question that I got on Ask Chazz Ellis on Facebook. If you want to join any of our discussions, go ahead and go to Ask Chazz Ellis on Facebook. Also, get ready for the Chazz Ellis Project coming out in April. That's this month. Check it out. Okay. Here was the question that I got. It was, what do guys think about freaky girls? I was like, wow. That's a pretty good question. So, what do guys think about freaky girls? The answer is, depending on the situation, a guy likes a girl that's freaky for him in terms of being a girlfriend. Now, of course, if you just want to have sex with the girl and not talk to her again, then guys love freaky girls no matter what the situation. But what I was guessing you were asking was, what do guys think about freaky girls in terms of whether or not they want to be in a relationship with a girl that's freaky? And the answer to that question is guys like girls that are freaky for them. A lot of what a guy asks you to do for him is not just to make him feel good physically, but because it makes him feel special. You know, just like a lot of stuff that women want men to do for them. What you do in bed with a guy makes him feel special. If you get freaky, if you hang from a chandelier or get tied up, I don't know, or dress like one of his favorite cartoon characters, whatever it is that you like to do, I'm not judging. Whatever that is, it makes a dude feel special because he feels like you're doing it for him. Unfortunately, what happens a lot of times when people are freaky is they come into the game being freaky. They come into the situation like, I've done this, I'm doing that, this is how freaky I am. And it kind of makes the guy, it does become kind of a turnoff for the guy. That's why a lot of girls see that. They'll do something freaky with a dude, and it kind of seems like he's looking down on them or doesn't like him as much anymore. A lot of times that's because the guy feels like you did that for everybody, or it wasn't really about him. It was something that you already had in your wheelhouse from your prior relationships. Here's what I mean. Okay, I know a lot of girls are like, well, what does that matter? You know, I'm gonna kind of break it down to you in a way that y'all can kind of identify with. Say a guy took you to a restaurant, not just a restaurant. Say it was beautiful. Say it was like, it was like you had to dress up real nice to go there. They had beautiful tables and, it was like a band playing. They were playing classical music. Like they had like a little mini orchestra playing music and stuff. I mean, it was just a super ridiculously nice place. You were eating. It was a place where you could dance, like they had ballroom dancing, like it's that type of spot, like just some stuff, really super nice. And you went there. I mean, of course, when you got there, you're like, oh man, this is really nice. This dude really went out of his way. You would feel special. You would feel good about your relationship because clearly the dude must care about you if he brought you to a spot like that. And the food was just excellent, Say he did that, and you were like, oh my God, thank you for taking me here. This is such a nice place. I've never even been to a place this nice in my life. This is the nicest place I've ever been to. And he was like, oh yeah, no problem, girl. You know what I'm saying? I just take all my dates here, This is really where I go with my girl, you know what I mean? Anytime I got somebody, I like to bring them here. I don't care how nice that place is. I don't care how good that food was. I don't give a darn what it is. At that moment, every bit of special that was in that place just died. You feel like you might eat the food still, but you don't feel good about what happened. You like, man, so you just take everybody here. I felt like you was doing this for me because I was special. And that's how guys often feel. Yeah, we like for you to do freaky stuff, but we don't like to feel like you did it for everybody. So what a lot of girls do is they come into the game like, me and my ex, we did this, this, and this together. You know what I mean? And I'm going to do this with you. Or, yo, I do this. Like, a lot of girls will brag to you about freaky stuff that they do. Like, they'll send a text message or something like that. Like, I do this or I do that. Or just whatever the case may be. Like, I'm a freak or whatever. That's not sexy to a guy. It's sexy to a guy who just wants to smash. But that doesn't make you seem like a girlfriend to him. A guy want to kind of feel like it's for him. Not for whoever you were with. Another aspect of it that a lot of people don't really look at is it's kind of a thing where this is one of the things that upset a lot of guys about being freaky or whatever it is you decide to do. This is why guys have a lot of problems with women having multiple partners, because your parameters are set sexually by people that you've dealt with. Like, say you've been with somebody 5, 6, 7 years, right? Or say you've been with several guys, whatever the case may be, whether it's that you've been with a whole bunch of guys, or you've been with one guy for a long period of time, or a combination of both. Either way, it don't even matter. It's like you come at a dude and you're like, ooh, me and my dude used to do this. You know, we should try this, and we should do this, and we should do that, and we should do the other. And you just suggest all this freaky stuff to him, or you just tell him about a couple freaky things that you did with the other dude. And then he asks you to do something freaky. He's like, hey, you should try this. And you're like, that's nasty. I'm not doing that. See, that's a problem that you run into also. Because you're telling this person, okay, I'm this freaky. These are the things I'm willing to do. But no, that's way out of the... You're like, I'm not trying to dress up like no cartoon character. I'm not judging. I'm not trying to dress up like no cartoon character. I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to hang from no chandelier. I'm not trying to be out here on the highway having sex. That's nasty. I don't do that. And then he's sitting here thinking about all the stuff you did with this other guy that he might find disgusting. Some of this other stuff that you've done in your relationship that he might find disgusting. But you find what he wants to do disgusting. And that's where that's what you kind of have to understand. There's a problem there. Because what's happened is you set your parameters for what you like to do sexually based on somebody who you're no longer in a relationship with. And that's a problem for a lot of guys. So girls come in like, I'm freaky, and they're like, okay, cool. And then they suggest something, and you're like, no, I don't want to do that. And you're like, okay, so you do all this other freaky stuff that I don't really like. Like, you're programmed for somebody else. I'm going to give you another analogy. You may not know this if you never sold cars, or you never really been involved in, you never traded any cars or anything like that. But customized cars take a big hit on trade-ins. People who traded in customized cars know what I'm talking about. Now, you could sell a customized car and make a lot of money off of it, because you're selling it to somebody who's exactly like you, who wants what you want, like what you like. But when you trade in a car that's really customized, normally what happens is they give you whatever the value of the base car is, like without all the stuff you put on it. They don't find that valuable. As a matter of fact, sometimes they mark off for that. Because if you have a lime green car with a sunroof that you put in, rims, pink leather seats, and all this kind of stuff, yeah, that may have cost you a lot of money to do that, but that's only valuable to somebody who likes that. If I don't like lime green, I'm not going to buy that car. So basically, you've made it to where that car is fitted to one person, and the person that's like them. Well, a lot of you ladies, and this is not to offend, I know some people are going to put some comments in the box, like, oh, this ain't fair. I get it. But some of y'all are fitted to another dude, not the guy you're with. So where you feel like you're freaky, he just feels like you a freak for that other dude and not him. You coming in talking about, I do this, I do that, but I don't do this. You're basically saying to him, you're programmed for somebody else. And he probably wants a girl that's programmed for him. You know, not somebody who's programmed to do what some other guy likes to do. That's not really giving him that's not anything for him. You're already programmed to the other guy. So that's something you got to think about when you come in and you're like, I do this, I do that, and all the other. You got to understand the fact that you got to reprogram yourself to the new guy. There's a reason why people always talk about not having sex before marriage and all that kind of crap. You know what I mean? I understand that people don't like to do that, but there's a reason why. Because you do get programmed to the people that you've already slept with. And that may not be the programming of the new person. So you have to be open. If you're a freak for the other guy, you're going to have to be open to doing freaky stuff for the new guy that may seem a little bit different and weird. Another aspect that people don't look at, and I'm going to go back to the food analogy again in a second, to the restaurant analogy. I want you to think about this. A lot of you have tried a lot of freaky stuff, and this is going to make more sense to you out of this, because You have to understand the overall. The way men think about sex is the way you guys think about commitment. It's a show of how loyal you are to us and what you think of us. And we learned that from you since we were kids, since we were in high school. We learned that the level of sex you got from a girl shows what she feels about you. Because you could be the nicest guy in the world and the girl will share everything with you, but she won't share sex. That's what they call the friend zone. I know you all heard of it. Okay, so that's where our thinking is coming from. Because when we were young, from high school on, you guys have shown us that you give sex to people that you like the most. And people that you don't like, you won't have sex with. No matter what you tell us from the future on, we are not going to believe it. Because you already showed us that. That friend zone means that we're not as valuable as the dude that hits it. That's what we believe. Okay, it's kind of the same thing as commitment for women. You know, if a guy hits it, that doesn't mean anything. But if he gives you a level of commitment, that shows he cares more. Okay, I just wanted you to understand that. Okay, what a lot of you guys have a problem with is you've given a lot to other people and you've explored a lot sexually with other people. Like you were in a relationship, say you were in a long-term relationship and you've explored a lot sexually with this dude. Okay, well that means that you had an opportunity to really understand what you like and what you don't like with someone else. Now, you come in with a new guy and say the other guy you had was messed up. He wasn't really the type of dude you should be with. And this other dude you got is just great. He treats you right. He does everything for you, bends over backwards for you. Right? And then comes a time, he's like, hey girl, I like to tie you up. I want to try something different. And you say, you know what? I tried that before and I really don't like it. So what you're telling me is, for one of these dudes that really didn't treat you right, you've already tried that, and now I don't get that? Let me put it to you in the other way we talked about before. You go to a restaurant, nice ambiance, everything's wonderful, blah, blah, blah. You start to order your food, and you say, ooh, I want to order the lobster. Ooh, this look good, this lobster. He says, oh, hold up, stop right there. I used to take my girlfriend to this place, my ex, and she ordered that lobster, and it's way too expensive, so I'm never ordering that again. How are you going to feel? Any girl, and I would tell dude this, if you said that to a chick, and she stayed there, you should never talk to her again, because she has no self-esteem. Because what you basically just told her is, I bought this lobster for somebody else because I felt they were worth it. But your ass is not worth it. You are not worth the lobster. I knew the lobster was going to be expensive when I bought it. But because that relationship didn't work out, I no longer want to buy expensive lobster. So you're being penalized for something that I did with somebody else. That's the same thing a guy feels. And I know girls are like, well, he shouldn't want you to do something you don't want to do. Well, that dude don't want to buy that lobster. But you're not going to sit here and take that because that makes you feel bad. You're like, what? You're basically saying that your parameters are set by what you and somebody else did. Maybe she wasn't worth the lobster. Maybe it was too expensive for her. But I'm different. I'm more valuable. I'm doing different things. So this is how guys often feel when you basically say, my parameters have been set by what this guy got. You're supposed to give me the best of you after someone else who didn't treat me right already took the best of me. I want you to understand why, guys, this is going to break down a lot. It's going to piss some people off, but I want you to sit here and think about it, and I know you'll get mad at me for being the messenger. Some of y'all send me stuff like, why you say that? That was so disrespectful and wrong. You getting mad at me for being the messenger? For telling you what's really good? What's really happening? Anyway. So, some of y'all won't understand this, but this is how guys often feel. This is why you see a lot of guys who are like, I don't want to date single moms. This is why you see a lot of guys who are like, I don't want to date a girl who's had a lot of sexual partners. This is why you see a lot of guys going, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Because often guys feel like you've given the best of you. This was up here. You let him He was the first one to do this. He was the first one to do that. You tried all your things. You created your sexual parameters with this person. He got to try it first, and if he messed it up, then I don't get to try. Anything, and that's in life in general. All the stuff he wanted to do, he did. And he was down here. But now you want someone who's up here. And you want to give them less than what you gave the guy that's down there. That is insane. That is the same thing as saying, I used to work the night shift at McDonald's and they made me work over all the time and I didn't like that stuff. So now that I'm head of surgery at Johns Hopkins, I'm going to sit here and say, I'm not working overtime no more. I will never work overtime again because McDonald's didn't treat me right. They'll probably fire you and get somebody else because that's not the same job. No disrespect to McDonald's. I like the Big Mac. But it's not a, come on. Clearly, it's not the same thing. So you have to, those are things you have to understand. Yes, guys like freaky girls, but they like a girl that's a freak for them. They like for you to basically have your sexual parameters set to them and what they like. And not what you did with this dude, what you did with that dude, what you did with whoever you were in your last relationship with. They don't want you coming in talking about, I'm a freak, but I'm a freak based on his standards. No, they need to be based on the standards of the dude that you're currently with. And I know some of y'all go, well, what if I don't feel like doing, if you don't feel that you need to do those, to give your best to a dude, then you need to find somebody else. If these are things you don't feel like you should be doing for a dude, you need to find somebody you do feel like doing that for. Because clearly that's not the person for you. And if maybe you might need to step up your game in life so that you can find the person that you feel like doing those things for. That may be a situation, but maybe you need to go to training camp. But make sure that you want to do things to make a guy happy, and also that you're set, that you're open, and that you're not in a situation where, here's what I did for this other guy. Here's what I did for all these other guys, and what I'm giving you is not special. Because it's all about making a dude feel special. That's what the freakiness is about. That's what most of it is about. That we want to feel special so that we can make you feel special. We want to feel like our commitment has a reason and we're getting something out of our commitment. We don't want to feel like you let all these other dudes smash and you let everybody else do whatever they wanted to try to get them to commit. We want to feel like we did make the commitment. We did what we were supposed to do, so we're getting the best of you. So yes, dudes like freaky girls who are freaky for them. Once again, it's your man, Chazz Ellis. Watch out for the Chazz Ellis project coming in April. Also, hit me up on Ask Chazz Ellis on Facebook.com. It's your man, Chazz Ellis. Share this with somebody if you think they need to see it. Like and subscribe. Peace.